undying, impervious, unbribable, incorruptible, uncompromising, and unchangeable. And in the three Western religions that stem from Abraham, this abyss of pure being is also a person, a self, an I, with consciousness and will, a cosmic creator, designer, savior, and provider, cosmic artist, musician, scientist, poet, sage, and lover. It's disputable whether such an idea is a fact or a fantasy, but it's indisputable that it's either the biggest fact or the biggest fantasy. Religion has made a greater difference, has guided or misguided more lives than anything else in history. Try this thought experiment. Suppose no one in history had ever conceived any kind of religion. Now, rewrite human history, subtracting just this one factor. You can't do it. From the earliest funeral artifacts to today's terrorists, religion has been the mainspring of the watch of human history. What is the philosophy of religion? Religion is, as we've said, to most people, the most important thing in life. And philosophy, which means literally the love of wisdom, tries to think about the most important things in life. Therefore, philosophers naturally think about religion. But philosophy is done by reason, by logic, while all the religions of the world depend on some kind of faith, and faith means believing something you can't prove. Philosophy and religion use different methods. Yet philosophy and religion investigate many of the same questions, like, is there a God? Is there a soul? What is the ultimate point and purpose of our lives? What is our greatest good? What is happiness? Where did we come from? Who are we? Where are we going? Why do we suffer? Why do we die? What happens after death? How should we live? These are the most important questions we've ever asked, and both philosophies and religions ask them. But why do we need to philosophize about religion? Because the more important the questions are, the more difficult they are to get clarity and certainty about. Perhaps this means we will have to end with skepticism about them if we are honest and humble enough, and perhaps not. But we'd better not begin as skeptics and assume at the outset that we can never find the truth about such things. That would be dogmatic skepticism. If we want to do philosophy, we should be skeptical skeptics, not dogmatic skeptics. We should be skeptical of everything, even skepticism. We should keep an open mind about everything, even about keeping an open mind. As Chesterton said, an open mind is like an open mouth. It needs to be opened because it needs to be filled. Religions claim to fill that mind with true food. Philosophy of religion investigates that claim. It investigates what the food is, what it means, and whether it's edible, whether it's true. To put it in a different image, religion is like an advertisement and we are like consumers. The product claims to be the meaning of life, and the price is the allegiance of your mind and your soul. So you'd better ask the salespeople some searching questions about the product before you decide to buy it, or not to buy it. Or, to use a still different analogy, you are Juliet and religion is Romeo's proposal to elope. You'd better get to know Romeo before you go away with him, or turn him down. Well, if we're going to be philosophical, we need to be logical, and if we're going to be logical, we need to start with definitions. That's what Socrates always did. A definition tells us the nature of the thing, the essence of the thing, what the thing is. If you don't know what it is, you don't really know anything else about it because you don't know what you're talking about. The basic logical rule for a good definition is that it's not too narrow and not too broad. If it's too narrow, it doesn't cover all the instances of the thing it's trying to define, and if it's too broad, it doesn't clearly distinguish that thing from all other things. But when we try to define religion, we find it surprisingly difficult. We almost always give too narrow a definition, like faith in God and life after death, which doesn't cover Buddhism, Taoism, or Confucianism, or else the definition is too broad, like an answer to life's ultimate questions, which doesn't distinguish religion from atheism, Marxism, materialism, or secular humanism. Perhaps religion is one of those things that are so basic and so close to us that we can't define them, like the concept of the self, or time, or life, or being.